Hello, hello, hello. This is Long Story Short. I am your host, B. Maurice.
And always sexy day.
In quite red fashion, we are dressed just like the Married to Medicine crew,
Yes.
without the tailors.
Right. Yes.
Start us off. What are we talking about today?
So we just dive right into this, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the main points of this reunion that I saw that really got me a little cringy was Damien's responses to when Andy was speaking to him and how he handled things on the stage. He asked him a simple question of, hey, why did you not tell your wife about your son going to jail? And he didn't answer it. He danced around it, which him and Heavily do very well on this show, I may add. And we never got a response to that answer. And it's just weird to because like, why are you not being conformed? You remember you're not you guys come at Toya, Eugene, and whoever for being loud and crazy, whatever, but at least they speak on their lives. Speak on your lives of why your son was in jail and you did not tell your wife.
The fact that everyone has been accosting him or accusing him rather of having this outside marriage child, but not telling Heavenly, who's your wife, he has an outside child. Number one. Number two, I was distracted by his dark circles. I must say
Wow.
that.
You would notice that though. You would notice the dark circles under his eyes as dark
Number
as it is.
three, I mean, it just gave like no accountability. Dark circles. Your son's in jail. Don't talk about my son. What did he go to jail for?
Well, I believe it was an issue with a police officer.
Um,
Um,
and they
he
said it
was
was
the
mental health.
yes, he was the victim in the manner supposedly,
Mm.
and then I guess mental health came later on with it, but
Did it
not.
come later on, or did Heavenly just throw that out there?
I mean, she did a very good job of throwing it out there and bringing Mimi into the situation, of course, in regards to it.
Is that
But
the
I'm not
shared son?
Damon Jr. It's their first child together,
Okay, 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 okay.
the first one, the one that we never really see, basically. Um,
Mm.
um,
It was odd. It was odd. It was odd.
I'm not surprised, but yes.
But to not tell your wife though is it's on a show called Married to Medicine. You're married to your wife, who you share the same son with, who you're very protective of, but yet you didn't tell your wife. And
Right.
then in the same sentence say that me and my wife talk about everything.
Clearly not.
Something in the pudding is not ripe. Amen. Amen.
I mean, I just know for my sake, I have friends who have kids, and I know that they want to know every little thing that happens, the tiniest thing. Her hair,
Especially coming from a mother's standpoint.
right? You know what I mean? Because how can I assist or help my child get through what they need to get through if you don't tell me? So I mean, it sucks, but I mean, that's Damon. But
Mm.
another key point this season, this episode was the Heavenly and Simone conflict that seems to never end. Will never end. And it won't ever end because Heavenly keeps lying. And she keeps saying that she pushed her when she all she did was say, "Don't touch me."
I have a hot take. This is Simone's fault. And let me tell you why. Simone last season had the privilege of watching firsthand Heavenly's mess, telling Heavenly she was not supposed to. She told Heavenly something last season that she was not supposed to tell her. It came out, and her and Jackie had the same type of riff, and it dealt with Heavenly. So when she said, "Oh, I feel like Heavenly's," drawing a wedge between our relationship, that would be an accurate statement because it happened last season. So the fact that you told Heavenly something again and was accosted for it, and then Heavenly reacted and said it out loud, I blame Simone. Now, I wholeheartedly agree. If I don't like you, don't put your hands on me. We're not taking a fake picture. But to say on national television that I was pushed and to see the footage of me not being pushed and to keep that narrative going and keep trying to like, she deserved the bark that she received.
Right. I believe that. I believe that. I agree with that 100%. I think, but I think in Heavenly's mind, she feels like everyone does things or says things, but she feels like she can say what she wants and it's okay. Have you ever realized whenever someone attacked Heavenly or her husband, it was off a reaction of what she did first?
Agreed.
And it's like she always says, "You're aggressive, you're this, you're that." And I think Simone's issue with that morally was her business. She's a doctor.
Right.
And that goes into the hospitals. You're being questioned about why is this? What is this? Who is this? Can you be trusted in the clinics? Can you do this? Can you do that? And that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? And I think for Heavenly to also be a doctor and she do that makes it just makes it feel like you're just unresponsible on your own part as a black physician, as a black woman. And she did it so careless and didn't care. And then it still was Simone's fault. Somehow it's still Simone's fault. And it's like you can't tell someone how to react to what you did.
I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. Wholeheartedly. Mm.
It's just weird. But that segues into the Jackie and Simone situation. You know, I think because so I feel Heavenly doesn't understand the magnitude of their friendship, of
Of
how
Jackie and
it,
Simone's.
yes, or she does and just doesn't care. But
Okay.
either way, I feel like you said earlier, she's doing it on purpose because she knows Jackie's going to be on her. Maybe she has to go on Jackie, and she can't say. And by Jackie holding her down, it's like I can't. I'm holding her accountable, whatever. But I feel like Simone has every right to feel what she feels about your 20 plus year friendship. You met this chick last week, basically. You know me for years. And when Andy asked you a question to your face and then said to you, well, you've seen the footage, and you sat there and still rode the fence to be a good friend, it shows you're not really a good friend. And this is something that I also want to say. Mariah touched on this years ago when she
Hmm.
said Jackie is the one to watch out for because she's the one that says nothing but says a lot.
Hmm.
And this shows what she meant by that because your friend was basically told that she did all these things and you sat there and said nothing at all to be a good friend to the other friend.
Here's my point. Here's my takeaway. If you ride for everybody, you're going to end up standing for nothing and nobody. You watch the footage of this fake ass lady who caused the drama, tried to stage a picture. By that time, the damage was done. Simone didn't want to be touched. She grabbed your arm. She exited stage left. Heavenly created this narrative about, oh, you pushed me, which is detrimental to my career, my livelihood. The reason why I'm on this show, I am medicine. I'm not married to it. Okay. I'm in medicine. And as my friend, knowing what I would have to go through, because let's be very clear, a dentist may or may not be a doctor.
They
that's we're speculating here. We've had 2 seasons of speculation of whether Heavenly is a doctor. Um, so cool. Jackie determined that she was a doctor because Jackie wanted to be a friend to all.
right.
Then she wanted to ride the fence about were you pushed or not? After you saw the footage, you got to watch what happens live. Oh, were you pushed? Oh,
Every time. Every time. And then wonders why this is what happens.
this is actually why a lot of friendships break up because a lot of people want to be friends to everybody.
Can't do that.
And you can't do that. You can't be a friend of my enemy and still be my friend.
Correct.
Um, and Heavenly and Simone are clearly enemies. So that's a takeaway for real life. But to see, to even watch the footage, you can have whatever opinion you want while you're on the show. We get it. They stage confessionals and things are happening outside of each other. But to watch the footage as a third party, to come outside yourself as a character on the show and see her not be pushed and still perpetuate that narrative,
Mm-hmm.
you've lost your mind if you think we should still be friends and I should still follow you on Instagram. You can drown.
Drown, B word. But yes. I agree. I mean, she's lucky that she even gave it the time of day to even reconcile or try to reconcile that friendship because I would not been that forgiving that quick.
Mm-mm.
I guess what happens next season if this friendship stays or if it goes left or if it stays at a standstill.
It'll
Right.
stay because Jackie's going to be 77 next season, and Heavenly's going to be not on the show because I'm pretty sure Heavenly's going to win. The people in Atlanta have very low standards, number one,
Oh,
apparently. And so the people like Heavenly. Once Candy puts her stamp on something, it kind of just takes off. So
but that's the thing. She probably will be a great congresswoman, but her actions on the show says otherwise.
she's a messy girl, but we also know this is reality TV. That
Right.
little that little symposium that they staged in the parking lot
We can never
was just for the show.
discuss that again.
However, I do think that she's passionate about what she's talking about because you have to
Mhm.
go through a lot to be a congresswoman.
Yes.
So if if if
Big if.
she's everything that people say she is, then good luck to her. And in the words of Contessa, I guess this is it.
Right.
Moving
Let's
on.
face. Moving on.
Let's move on to the Met Gala. Oh no, maybe we should
Well, we
start
got
with the guys' roundtable because that was a mess.
that was a big mess. That was confusing. At this
We had
point,
first chairs. We had Curtis's first chair to the right, and to the
yes.
left we had Eugene.
But Eugene deserved his first share.
Absolutely.
Nothing on his, his share besides being upset about Toya telling the truth on the show that you put her in your lap, that you've touched other women's waists. I just don't understand why you're so upset by that if it's the truth.
It was the truth. And to say, oh, I don't acknowledge, I don't accept. Bravo, run that tape back.
And they do it
And
every single
and
time.
and they did. And they did.
Every
You
time.
had another man's wife in your lap, in the presence of your wife. What else would you deny? You were in a picture with Heavenly,
Holding
with
her
her.
waist.
Like you're handsy, which is fine, but you know, just admit it and move on.
Yeah. But then he just, yeah, he want to have an issue with. I don't know why he had such a hard on for Eugene and his
He had a
wife.
hard on for Eugene because Eugene's wife was right. And hit man code, I do understand. I used to be in that realm. You don't address another man's wife.
Mm.
Um, so with that being said, he couldn't get at Toya, so he wanted to get at Eugene. because that was his equal match. Unfortunately, he didn't have a leg to stand on, and he had no monogamy to lean on either,
Yeah, he failed.
because he was he, no, you're not the right person to deliver that message, and so no, thank you. Um, Unfortunately, Steve did not get that message about not attacking someone else's wife. Because if we're having an argument, don't you dare bring up my wife, bitch.
And yeah, uh, I could do without Steve next season. Andy me next season. I just feel like he had a real diva moment, and he was actually one of the wives in his moment.
Him and that Louis Vuitton keep calling it Eugene Bush. Like, sir, you're mad. And I understand why, because you need a moment. You want to take off your shirt, but the whole, oh, you're insecure because Toya mentioned me taking off my shirt. Men actually, heterosexual men, equate wealth to their wives. Eugene's fine. Toya's fine. He
He's
knows
not going to
Toya's
do
fine. He knows that Toya is overstated, out there, loud, and egregious, and he's still
this.
married her. Amen. Just because your wife is quiet, dainty, needs affirmations, can't cook, looked a
Oh,
mess on the reunion,
she
you
did. Oh,
know,
yes.
I mean, the dangling earrings, the necklace, the one shoulder, the bedazzlement. It was great ideas. Six of them could have been left off that dress. Then we had the drunk
Wow.
in love, wet hair, bob. Is it a bob? Is it enough bundles? I'm over her.
I mean,
Okay.
the fact that they both feel that Eugene and Toya is jealous of them, it's just beyond weird to me.
I think she was trying to, follow the sanctity of her marriage and the insanity of her husband, who clearly acted like a little biatch, if you ask me.
He did.
Um,
He did.
uh, even moving on to the charity, I get I get it. I've been in many circles of charity. I used to date a politician, so I know how charity works. People buy tables, they get on the guest list. Did Eugene and Toya seek out to embarrass them? Absolutely. Would I have done the same?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I get it. However, you don't just show up for free. After they explained it, I was fine with it. Cool. But if that were me and I didn't want to make a moment of it, I would have simply sent them a bill afterwards and let them dispute it. Now, if they donated at that event, I would have deducted that from that donation.
Right.
I wouldn't have made it a big deal. But that you also have to understand why it was made a big deal. I don't like you.
Right.
And I'm on the side of my wife. If my wife doesn't like you, we
Don't make it.
don't like you.
Correct.
So I get it. All's fair in love and war, or love and marriage, or whatever you want to call it. For her to be a psychiatrist, she certainly can't read a room. My God, today.
We'll let her tell it differently. The Met Gala was a mess, but Toya did a very good job with Met Gala. One thing
I
that I
agree.
feel she pointed out at the reunion was that she said the last 2 years, Jackie handled the Met Gala. She didn't
Hmm.
tell no one anything and ask for money, and everyone gave money with no problem at all. But this year, when Toya's in charge, I gotta know where it's going, who's doing what, where's what, how's what, who's what. And it's like, why didn't I get the same respect that you gave her last year? Now, understanding they wanted her to fail. That was their point. That
Hmm.
was their goal for her to fail. But do y'all realize if she fails, that y'all fail? Especially for what the actual charity pick was
Hmm.
in this moment. So you guys really took it to a level of trying to be messy and rude, and it could have backfired, and it didn't. And now you guys are saying, "Oh, it was a good event. It was nice. It was great." and whatever, da da da. But it's like you guys really made it to the point where she had to build a freaking shirt or a comforter.
A blanket, yeah.
Basically, on the receipts of what was what and who was what and how was what on the show.
Mhm.
They wanted her to fail. She didn't fail. They're mad that she didn't fail, but they can't say they were mad that she didn't fail.
Here's my hot take, and it may be a bit controversial, especially compared to yours. The Met Gala to me was a failure. I think it was a really pretty party. There's a difference between a party and a gala. And did Toya nail the party? Absolutely. However, the part that they kind of skipped around were the donations. And to send two people to medical school with $5,000, I could send two cheerleaders anywhere currently with $5,000 apiece. And we're talking about medical school, where the base is about $408,000. What are they going to do with $5,000? Get scrubs from Angel's Line?
I think it was to help them not getting the full tuition.
$5,000 doesn't help when it comes to $408,000 that you need. I'm sorry. Maybe that's me.
Mhm.
Maybe I've been, there was no silent auction.
Well, again,
There was too much to lose when it comes to like giving Toya the reins.
mhm.
And if you're going to give her the reins, then at least assist. But this is not the player project where you watch a bitch fail. And you have to do this next year. And people are going to be looking at the previous year.
Mhm.
And to send two women off with $5,000 a piece, what were they supposed to do off that? Eat? I think it was a beautiful event, but in the words of Aretha Franklin, beautiful gowns. And they were beautiful gowns. Anywho,
I blame it on them, not on Toya.
let's do a roundup. What's your roundup of this entire season?
One of the things I really enjoy about this specific show on Bravo is how they come together for outside stuff. They argue, they fight, but they really show the sanctity of marriage. They show the
Mhm.
sanctity of doing charity work, reaching back out, doing this, doing that. And I think one of the things that they really brought up, which I thought was a great moment because they don't bring it up ever, was the HIV thing
Mhm.
and how they really pushed that and being an advocate for PrEP and all that, all those things that will help people because people always think HIV, they always go to the men. They don't go to how it's a broadening thing for everyone. So
Right.
I think it was very important for them to bring it up. And I also think again they come together when it's necessary and do a very good job of doing that and supporting the cause that they're actually doing. So I commend them on that.
I will co-sign on that. I will say that unlike housewives, um, not only do these women have real jobs and real careers, but they're making a real difference. And you can see the effort that they put into their marriage, whereas housewives put a lot of effort into their image. Um, so shout out to them. They have real jobs. They're medical professionals. They pointed out the fact that against ICE, um,
Oh yes.
what's the guy's name? Alex
President.
something.
He was a nurse that was shot down
Yeah,
by.
the
Yes.
white one.
Yes.
And it just really goes to show that we're not safe.
No one said.
If they're shooting down, white nurses, it says a lot about the Black community. So the fact that they are sticking together, they are wholehearted in their medicine and their medical work. Um, it's quite empowering. And to see the longevity of those marriages on the show, I think Phaedra hit it directly on the nail, directly on the head when she said that if she were in this cast, she would probably still be married because they have their mess and they're better than Potomac in my opinion. But they are steadfast in their marriages and they don't play about their medicine. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I am done with this topic. I thought it was a great season. Thought they had beautiful gowns.
Yes.
I thought Mimi looked a mess.
Uh,
I think she can't read a room. Brandy was a good addition. Husband was an even better one. Um, Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad. I'm so sorry for the journey. You could tell even when Miss Quad asked King to dance that they had already broken up and they were just still filming. It was kind of sad to watch, but um, once you start in vitro, the hormones just go off, and Miss Quad is already a lot to deal with.
right.
Eugene and
Right.
Toya get my MVP. Jackie gets, she tried. Simone looked the best I've ever seen her, and she stood on business and she wasn't playing. Because if you play with me in the worst way, I'm gonna block your ass.
I would say
Um,
this. Sorry. Simone may be loud.
mhm.
She's rarely wrong. She's always correct. She may be a loud mouth, but she always tells the truth. She always gets it out. She just does it in a very loud, crazy, nut stuff. But she's
Okay.
always the truth.
I don't think she blew that a bit.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure I have everything. And she's a very good reader. When she told Heavenly, me and my man got married because we wanted to,
Not
not
because
because
it was
I was
practice.
pregnant. I said,
And Heavenly was like,
oh.
this might be Heavenly's last season, and for
I
that
am
I say,
excited for it.
we'll see where it takes us.
Bring Mariah back. Maybe not. Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
But I mean, we'll know next year's cast soon enough. They're gonna start filming in a few weeks, so I guess we'll figure out what happens then. The core of next season.
Who could leave?
Mimi, I'll take anyone else on that cast besides her. I'll even take Jackie, and I can't stand her. So
You
I
can't
should tell
stand
you.
Jackie?
I just feel Jackie is just too proper and it's exhausting. I'm not saying she needs to be crazy like Simone, but she needs to have a voice.
Mhm.
You know what I
I
mean?
think the only time she had a voice was when she kicked those people out on the photo shoot.
And that was like 5 years ago.
7.
That's even worse. That's even worse. But I guess we'll see
What do
what
you
happens
make
next.
about Angel? Return or stay?
Um, as a friend, yes. As a actual cast member, no. But I would like to see Brandy as a cast member. She did a good job to me. Her family is beautiful. She's actually, I mean, they're all
Did we
business.
see them?
We did see her family. Her husband was in and out. He wasn't really there, but they were friends to the show. So I really didn't expect them to be
Oh,
like
that's
hands
true.
on with that. So I think if they was like on the show permanently as a cast member, then you'll
Maybe
see a
she would
lot
make a
more
little bit
stuff.
more money so that she could have a babysitter for those 4 children.
She loves her babies. You know
Absolutely.
that. And she is the only one on the show with kids who are young outside of Mimi. Everyone else because is older. So, it's different. It's that she has to maneuver that around. So I think she'll figure it out if she's back next season, which I hope she comes back next season.
With money, she too can figure this out. Amen. This
She can.
next on season 13 of Married to Medicine.
We'll
Ladies
see.
and gentlemen, I am done. I have nothing else to add. This has been a lovely episode of Long Story Short, the podcast, Married to Medicine edition. I again am your host, B. Maurice.
I am the other so sexy Day Day. Make sure you guys please subscribe, like, and share.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your viewership and good night.
Good night.